February is the month when John Cruz wins his trophies, but every year in April, he is a superstar and a trophy winner in many ways. And John, welcome and appreciate you joining us. April's a big month for you, not just for competition wise on the Elite Series. It is a good month for fishing, but it's the month where we celebrate and honor and bring awareness to Autism Awareness Month. And that's something that you really have been pushing for the longest time now that I can remember.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it. And that's what I love about Bassmaster. It gives us anglers the platform to talk about a lot of good things and to try to do some good things like talking about autism awareness, raising funds for autism. And this campaign, it's been going on now for, I guess at least 12 or 14 years. I had a buddy of mine that was really trying to get the autism he's diehard bass fisherman, really trying to get the word out there. And so I helped him, kind of carry that banner with Bassmaster. And by doing that, it just opened my eyes. As soon as I started talking about it, people would come out of the woodwork. You'd run into somebody in the grocery store. Oh, all you gotta do is post about it online. You have people, oh man, I appreciate that. My kid is on the spectrum. My cousin is on the spectrum. My little niece on the spectrum. In autism, it's a wide, it is, and when they say spectrum, it is a wide spectrum of how far people are afflicted. And about 25%, I believe, of all people that are on the autism scale have to have 24/7 care for their entire lives. It's amazing. 1 in 36 children are now diagnosed as being on the spectrum. So it's become more prevalent. It's something people need to talk more about, and hopefully we can raise some funds and continue doing what we do here.
Well, like you said, it's awesome that you brought this to the Bassmaster platform. We appreciate you allowing us to be a part of it. And what's it been like teaching some of these anglers on the Elite Series that come and go or have been with you since the beginning about something they may be unfamiliar with and how they're ready to support in whatever way possible? And I know we had the trophy that would go to the most weight, and it was a good way to
Yep.
raise money as well. So the elite anglers' participation in it, but also your driving efforts to make that even bigger.
Man, all the professional anglers, the minute we started this campaign, they all jumped on board, and it has really touched me because it's not my situation. I'm just kind of the messenger trying to help get the message out there. And I'll never forget, we were at Gunnersville, and one of the years that we were doing this, we kind of tweak it up each year and do something a little bit different. And that year at Lake Gunnersville, we were putting flags on all of the light poles. Well, now not everybody has light poles, so that's really not as applicable now. But everybody, we were putting these little flags, little autism awareness flags on everybody's light pole. And I'll never forget, I was sitting there waiting for the boat launch, and Rick Clunn pulled up next to me and he said, "Hey, John, do you have any more of those flags?" I said, "Yes, sir, sure do." And I gave him one, and it kind of hit me. I said, "Man, Rick Clunn is asking for one of those." And then I just looked around at all the boats that were sitting in the basin there. Every single one of them had one of the flags on there, and that just was an unbelievable feeling. I mean, I almost got emotional just knowing that all of the anglers had that kind of support for each other, not just for me, but it's for each other. This is for a cause. That just kind of shows you the type of people we have out there competing like wild animals against each other on the Elite Series.
I think there's a specific story that you've mentioned before. I feel like I've been around a long time because you've been around a long time. Like I've just heard this
Right.
story, but for the people who may not know, what really brought this to your doorstep, whether it was an in-person interaction with someone or a story someone wrote a letter and mailed to you, but that really you were like, I need to utilize the platform I'm on and really help these folks out.
Well, like I said, it started with a friend of mine, Eli Delaney. His son is on the spectrum, and he's in in that category that's going to need he's going to need somebody to live with him, for the rest of his life. He's not going to ever to be able to be independent. I do not believe, but he's made tremendous strides in the time that I've seen him go from being just a little boy to now he's in his early 20s, and he's much more verbal and functional than he was as a kid. I mean, for I can't remember how many years he never even would speak in public. You get him alone, maybe he would try to talk a little bit, but over time and going to schools, they were able to help him out. And that's the really one of the messages that we want to try to relay, is that a lot of the groundwork that is done in this battle that the society has with autism is on the local level, and that's where, when people ask about where can I support, the most visible places are, Autism Speaks and some of these national organizations, but a lot of the work and care for the children is done at the local level. The Blue Ridge Autism and Achievement Center is here locally. They've since merged with the Virginia Autism Institute, and so they've kind of joined forces, so to speak, because they're two nonprofits. But then this year, the special kind of caveat this year is that this year is going to be the year of the caretakers, and what that is now, as I mentioned before, a lot of people afflicted with autism cannot live on their own. Somebody has to watch after them, take care of them 24 hours a day, and those are the caretakers. That is a thankless, relentless, unbelievably angel-like job that they do. And there's a company called Winners Travel Foundation. They do vacations give vacations to veterans and to caretakers of disabled people. And I talked with Clay, that he started that foundation. He's going to give us 2 trips to give away. So this month we're going to be giving away 2 trips to caretakers. We're going to bring out more details soon on exactly how to nominate people and how to put people's name in the hat to try to win one of those 2 trips. But yeah, just kind of shining a light on the caretakers. It's a tough job for the people afflicted with autism, but also for the people that have to take care of them as well.
You said we are giving away trips. Is that you personally? Because then I also know that you always have something unique for the Elite Series anglers, and we've got 2 elite events coming up at the Harris Chain and the St. Johns River. So I know when you meet everybody in Florida, you're going to get the Elite Series anglers up to speed on either what we're talking about this year or the opportunity to help and how to do that. So is there going to be additional above and beyond those couple giveaways you mentioned?
Well, we're going to have, the visibility factor is always, we're going to have the stickers given away to all the Elite Series anglers. And then, and the bracelets as well. The stickers and the bracelets can be bought on missilebaits.com. 100% of the money that's taken in is $10 for a sticker and a wristband. 100% of that money generated goes directly to my local autism charity. But we're going to have other items, like we're going to have some. This is a Psycho Gill with this unique autism pattern. We've got multiple other items. We're going to be auctioning off some autism awareness type socks from Missile Baits. We're going to auction off all kind of different stuff, and we're going to be giving each of those to different charities. We do some stuff with Autism Speaks. We give some money to them. We also give some money to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation. Doug Flutie's son has autism and has created a foundation. They do a lot of good work. They're based out of down in Miami somewhere, down South Florida. But it's kind of cool that I send them a donation each year through one way or the other, and then I get a letter back. I mean, it's a handwritten letter from somebody down there just thanking for the donation. But that's just kind of the side part of what I'm able to help do.
And John, from your efforts of bringing awareness, Dave Mercer bringing awareness, so many others, elite anglers have taken upon themselves to kind of jump out and do that as well. Have you noticed that from a couple anglers that have said, "Hey, I'm going to take the initiative and try to get some fundraising as well and awareness to the autism campaign"?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been blown away by, some of the anglers that have just jumped in and done their own thing. I mean, the prime example here is BMP himself, Brandon Polinick, and each year he comes out with a different edition to sell of his merch, and then donates all the proceeds to autism charity, which I think is amazing. And one year, I'm doing the socks this year, and we've got other things that we've done, jerseys in the past. One year I had some Chuck Taylors that had the autism, puzzle pieces on there, and he bought them, and I think it was like over $500. Because he said he wanted to put them in his office at his house, so he bought them for over $500. We made that donation, and that's just the kind of support that you get from the Elite Series and classy individuals like Brandon.
Well, John, we appreciate you taking all the efforts. You're a business owner, you're a professional fisherman, you're a father and a family man and a husband, and you also take the time out of your year, but also your month of April when it gets busy in the fishing industry to support and bring awareness to the Autism Speaks and the autism awareness efforts. So appreciate you, and we know April's going to be a great month, and it's probably going to be a great month in many ways for the cruise household and the cruise conglomerate, we should say.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the more we talk about it, the more you find out how close it is to everybody. And early on in our program, I didn't want to mention it, and I didn't, he didn't want to mention it. But Dave Mercer's daughter is on the spectrum, and uh, I talk with him quite often about how she's doing, what's helping, and to see her go from kind of a little girl up to she's growing into a woman and kind of settling into her own. And some things have worked, some things have not have worked, and it's just amazing. The more you start talking about it, the more people that this actually touches, and I think it's just good to let these people know they're not alone. Just because the people in your small circle don't have the same issues you do, as from the perspective of the person with autism, all they've got to do is realize you might you're not realize so many people are also affected, that your community is a lot bigger than you think.
Awesome. John Cruz, two-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion. Hey, month of April, we're going to some places you've had success, maybe a three-time champion, but a champion on and off the water. John, appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and getting the word out that so many people in the world don't know how to support and they forget about it, but we now know how to support. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ronnie.